Wow! Looks like a lot of stuff has been going on this September, can you believe it? Let's talk about our painting tool app instead. Enjoy! As we have known at this point, the Nintendo Switch has a lot of games, ranging from amazing ported past generation games to more new modern classics, all across different genres, including some of your favorite Nintendo series with fantastic third-party support. After the more lackluster times of the Wii U, it's so incredible to see this fantastic device getting so much support from the hardcore audience. But now that 4 years have passed since the launch of the Switch, there has been one question that has been nagging on the backside of my mind. Where is my Prime Video app? Now, even though the Switch has been a fantastic console to spend hours and hours of fantastic games, I kinda feel like it missed a bit of the Nintendo soul that makes it feel like a more dynamic and personalized console by each generation. The lack of folders, special home menu themes, and even the lack of operating system music feels really odd from the company that gave past consoles a bit of a personality regardless of their quality. And one of the things that feels missing is the abundance of pre-installed software. Most importantly, applications that are there just as little distractions to use the console for different means and spend hours using it as a living room device. And I know a lot of people out there feel that applications like streaming services, utility, and productivity applications are incredibly superfluous for a device that its main purpose is to play video games with, and anything different otherwise can easily be accessed through a smart TV or smart tablet of sorts. To that I say, not everyone is at that kind of stage. I mean, look at this, I'm still using a regular old HD TV in my own room. Plus, current modern consoles like PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X still have access to different media and music applications, access to Netflix, Hulu, as well as Spotify, and it's so really odd that the Switch doesn't feel like it can have the luxury of these types of applications, especially that can take advantage of its more hybrid architecture. I'll admit, I do have my nostalgia to thank for all the childhood memories I spent with my Wii with its abundance of applications that almost had nothing to do with gaming itself. Weather channel, news channel, photo channel, internet channel, all those can be called superfluous, but there was a charm to it that I still hold on to, and it was mind-blowing for me as a kid in 2007, being able to interact with these more adult-oriented applications and treat my Wii as a living room companion during an age where smart TVs were not the norm. Speaking of which, there were many Wii channels exclusive to Japan that I really wish the Americas got, like that horoscope channel, the one with delivery services, and also that Wii Noma one. You could download videos and coupons on a dedicated DSi app from it. It looked so cool. I was a really boring person, was I? Regardless, that's not to say that the Switch lacks applications at all. There are some that thankfully have reached the eShop library in the past 4 years, ranging from a YouTube app, Hulu, piano for kids. There's also Core Gadget. That one's actually cool for music producers, I think. Well, there's the recent Pokemon TV for you to watch episodes and movies from the anime. That's neat. Speaking of which, Nintendo, can you do this for the Kirby anime as well? You did this before with that Kirby TV channel for Japan and Europe for the Wii back then. I think it's about time to resurrect it back to people's minds. So yeah, even after 4 years of its launch, Nintendo has seemed a bit hesitant when it comes to developing more casual applications that take advantage of the Switch technology. So the only chance left is to leave it to third parties. And yeah, nothing spectacular has been released as of late. Oh, who am I kidding? Calculator is a banger.
Hey, I got a new high score!
But as of September 14, if you haven't noticed, the Switch finally received an application of sorts that I do feel takes advantage of something that other current consoles don't have, and it's regarding the touchscreen. Ladies, gentlemen, and Pokemon, this is Color Slip. Color Slip in essence is a really great introductory art application where anyone can jump right in and get better over time with dedication. The Color series originally started as a homebrew app for DS systems, developed and programmed by some Jens Anderson, who wanted to just experiment with different unique ideas for handheld platforms, and one of the ideas he had was to develop an accessible digital sketchpad application inspired by many art devices like Wacom and such. It became incredibly successful in the homebrew community, and in 2008, an official version of the app was released on iOS devices, so more users can join in on the community and share more of their amazing works in different styles varying by each person. It found so much success that years later, it finally became an official licensed application for handheld platforms, with its successor Colors 3D for the Nintendo 3DS. This was an impressive art application and it still has a growing following represented by the Colors official website where hundreds of people share their fantastic works and projects for other users to see. And a confession I would like to make is that I am a frequent user of the Colors application myself. After the closure of Miiverse back in 2017, a friend of mine recommended the app to me as an alternative way to continue making art and share it around the world. And at first, it was kind of hard to get used to the tools, as well as learning to take advantage of layers and such. I was really terrible at drawing, okay? But eventually, I started getting the hang of it, creating better and better drawings as months and years came along. I loved making stereoscopic 3D drawings, experimenting with different styles, learning by myself and from other people how to make better drawings thanks to its playback feature, and meeting fantastic artists out there. It was a gateway of helping me realize this hobby I didn't consider being good at before. Through this medium, I was able to make drawings and fan arts I'm really proud of myself, as well as I'll talk about this another day, just not today, okay? But still, as much as I love Colors 3D, I can admit it's not the best art application objective-wise. Being limited to just 3 types of brushes, only being able to work on 5 layers, as well as lacking features of selection, copy and such, can be a bit of a nuisance for people who have more experience with making more professional art. This app was definitely developed as a little addictive for the 3DS, just to use it as an alternative small way for hobbyists to make drawings and improve upon themselves, at least from my perspective. This software definitely needed a better upgrade for the future. And thankfully, they did deliver it. Color Slip for the Nintendo Switch is a really great vast improvement over the past versions in different ways. This time around, they offer a new bigger widescreen size for bigger drawings, as well as giving the option of creating up to 10 layers. They also added new tools like a pixel brush, as well as a tool to select and resize elements of your drawing. New tools that are really welcome to having this new version of the app. Every physical copy of the application actually comes with its own digital pen known as the Color Solar Pen. And I got to say, despite its cheaper look, this pen really works well with the game. At first, I wasn't sure about how to feel regarding the use of a nib to draw, but it started to work really well for me. Side note, I really recommend you getting a screen protector for your Switch if you haven't done it. One problem I felt with this pen is that you can actually accidentally bend the nib, letting the metal part of it scratch your screen, so be really careful about that. This pen also has a button to use as a shortcut to any control you want to use outside of the use of controls from your Joy-Con. You can customize it to be a shortcut for accessing the menu, undo actions, etc. It also has sensitive pressure technology thanks to it being connected to the headphones port of your Switch. By the use of sound waves, it can determine how much of your strokes you want it to be defined. I personally don't like using this because I'm personally accustomed to draw something and I expect it to appear without transparency, and I prefer to adjust the ink manually, but it's definitely helpful for other people, and who knows, maybe you'll like it too eventually. Oh, and you want to know the best part? You can upload your drawings on colorslit.com without the need of a Switch Online membership! Hell yeah! Woo! Suck it, Nintendo! Woo! Oh. Sorry about that. There's something I also had to mention. In my own personal experience, whenever I start drawing on a new device like on my own iPad or on the 3DS, the first time through felt a bit awkward to me. I personally felt like I had to get used to the way I hold the device as well as how I draw on a certain plane. Because realistically, drawing something in paper is just not the same as getting used to do it digitally. And here on the Switch is no different. But thankfully, I started getting accustomed to it. This is definitely not the best art application there is, but it means a lot to me, because it was through this alternative that I was able to continue learning how other people create their works, being able to interact with other people as well as close friends. And despite some limitations, it helped create stuff by getting the hang of what I have available, including stuff that I'm normally good at doing if I was drawing like on my iPad, for example. It's probably going to take me a lot of time to start getting the hang of drawing on the Switch, similar to how I did with my 3DS, but it's getting there, and I'm excited to see what new drawings I can actually develop and share to the world. I want to create stuff and intrigue people just like how other people intrigue through their own volition. Oh yeah, there's also a new mode called Colors Quest, which is kind of a single player campaign of sorts, which is basically doing certain personal drawing challenges. To be honest, I didn't focus on playing too much on it personally. I'll try it out deeply one day, but not right now. I just wanted to focus on getting accustomed to drawing on the Switch in the meantime. If you already tried it, let me know how it is, cause I'm curious. But anyway, I think that's about it. I'm really excited to continue experimenting and drawing on Color Slip, because just by seeing how many artists in the community have already taken advantage of it, creating fantastic works on it, seeing how they do it thanks to the playback feature, makes me hopeful of continuing learning and sharing what inspires me for the future, just like I have been doing for the past 5 years. If it wasn't for some of my friends or family, I wouldn't have reached this point and inspired me to grow my creative side to the fullest, and I'm so happy to continue forward with my ideas. As for the app itself, it is still smaller or limited than other professional art applications out out there. This is definitely more adapted for those who have drawing as a constant hobby of theirs, but I also recommend it for beginners who want to grow their artistic skills. Just remember to have patience and perseverance to be able to realize your ideas. Thankfully, the developer has confirmed there will be more updates to the game, so I'm really hoping there's more quality of light changes and new tools to make our drawings the best they can be. It's kind of hard to rate this because it's more of a utility application than a game, but I guess I'll give it a 7 out of 10. It might change in the future depending on the updates. Also follow me on Twitter as I'll upload new art when the opportunity gets me. If you're passionate about art, check it out and judge it for yourself. Though I have to admit, having an application in a physical Switch case feels kind of off-putting alongside my collection of games. But I do think there is another cool use I could make from this case. A man can dream, okay? Cheers everybody!